Hey everybody, JC here with another TNI toy review. And for today's review, I'm going to be looking at the brand new DC Legends of Tomorrow 7-inch scale Hawkgirl figure from DC Collectibles. Now this figure comes packaged in a window box style of packaging. You've got the figure clearly displayed along with the accessories. Off to the side, you've got the name of the character. It tells us this is figure number 2 in the series. And then down below, we have the DC Legends of Tomorrow TV series logo. On the side of the packaging, we have an image of the figure, and then on the back of the packaging, we have a look at a couple other TV series figures that have been released. So we've got Black Canary from the Arrow TV series, Reverse Flash from the Flash TV series, and Firestorm, which is the first figure released for DC Legends of Tomorrow. And then down below, it tells us that Hawkgirl was sculpted by Steve Kiwas. All right, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now, if you're wondering why I'm reviewing Hawkgirl today as opposed to another one of the figures in the DC Collectibles Justice League Rebirth Icon set, it's because Hawkgirl is hitting shelves today at comic and specialty shops, so that's why I wanted to go in and get a review of her in. I will be picking up the Icon reviews again tomorrow with Wonder Woman, and then on Friday I'll do Batman, and then I'll round out the set with a look at the Aquaman figure and the Cyborg figure. That set is set for release on March 22nd, which is next Wednesday. And so that's why I'm going on and doing Hawkgirl today, because again, she is hitting comic and specialty shops now. Now this figure does come with an instruction sheet that shows you how to attach the wings and everything. The figure comes with 3 different pairs of hands, so you get a pair of open hands which are attached to the figure when you first take it out of the packaging. Then you get a pair of grip hands for holding the mace that she comes with, and then you get a pair of closed-fisted hands. So to switch out the hands, you just pop off the hand you want to replace, you pull it out. Now the first time you do this, you may want to take a hairdryer and warm up the plastic. It was a little difficult the first time I tried to remove the hands and put in different ones, but once you warm it up and get the plastic kind of loose, then it's much easier. And then after you've done it the first time, it becomes much easier. And with this, you've got the peg on the hand and the hole in the arm, and then you just plug in whatever hand you want to use. And once it pops in, and you may have to turn it a little bit to get it to go in there all the way, but once you do, then it should pop in there and fit nice and tight. And then the figure comes with her signature mace weapon, and the sculpting detail is nice on this. I like the spikes, they're nice and pointy. I do think the color's off. This is done with a metallic silver, but in the TV series, I think her mace was actually gold colored, if I remember correctly. So I think the color on this might be off. The handle's just black, and I mean, it looks good. It's just not 100% TV accurate, at least as I remember it. And then as long as you have the grip hands in, she'll hold the mace in either hand nice and tight. And then finally, the figure comes with a pair of wings. You get a left and a right wing, and the wings look almost identical. And I like the sculpting detail with the feathers. I think they did a good job with that. And I also like the texturing that they did on the feathers. So they definitely look like feathers. Now they're brown colored. They're done with a brown paint, and then they've got a bit of a black wash throughout the wings. So I think it looks pretty good overall, and you've got sculpting detail on both sides of the wings, which is nice. And then the wings are articulated. You get articulation here up towards the top of the wing, and then here in the middle of the wing, so you can bend it back and forth, which is good. And then the other thing I like about these is they used a lighter plastic, so when you attach the wings to the figure, it won't make the figure too top heavy, which is nice. And then the way you attach the wings is you've got this little ball here, and she's got 2 holes on her back. And so you just plug the wings in, and they should just snap in. Make sure you got the left wing on the left side and the right wing on the right side. And they fit nice and tight on the figure. And again, because they're attached with a ball joint, you've got some back and forth movement, and you can do it up and down, and then you have the articulation on the wings themselves. So you can put the figure in some nice poses with the wings, which is nice. And then again, because they used a lighter plastic, the figure is not that top heavy. And I like that you can remove the wings, since oftentimes in the TV series you wouldn't see her with the actual wings extended. So I do like that feature. For the figure itself, I think they've done a pretty good job with the sculpting detail on it. I like the head sculpt. Though it would have been cool if we had gotten an alternate unmasked head, since a lot of times in the TV series you wouldn't see her with the actual helmet on. But as it is, I do think they've done a good job with the sculpting on the helmet. I like the metallic gold that they used, or bronze, and then you've got the black on the side of the mask. You've got some sculpting detail with the wings, so I think that looks good. I do think the skin tone on the figure is a little bit too pale. I think she had darker skin in the TV series, so I think that is a little bit off. But otherwise, I think the figure looks pretty good. You can see her hair sticking out the back of the helmet, which is nice. And then she's got these shoulder pads, which are actually removable. You can just pop them off if you want. You've got some pretty nice sculpting detail on those. And then for the costume, I think it looks pretty good. She's got the necklace, which is sculpted on the figure. She's got this belt piece, which is a separate piece with the pouch. And I like how they've done the black wash with the metallic gold bronze color. I think that looks good. And this is done with just a vinyl material. And then she's got the green and the bronze and the dark browns throughout the costume. And again, I think that's pretty nice detailing with that. And I like how they've sculpted the line work on the costume here in her midsection. That's all sculpted in. So I think that looks pretty good. So like I said, overall, I think they've done a nice job of capturing the look of the character. My only complaint would be with the skin tone. I do think is a little bit pale. So this figure stands just a little bit under 7 inches tall. Here's a comparison with her DC Legends of Tomorrow teammate Firestorm. Here's a comparison of Hawkgirl with the most recent Arrow TV series figure and Flash figure. And finally, here's a comparison with the other members of the DC Legends of Tomorrow. Now, granted, these are figures based on their appearances in the other TV shows, but we've got Heatwave, Captain Cold, Sarah Lance, and then Firestorm. For articulation, you can turn the head to the left and to the right, and she can look down about that much, and then she can look back a little bit. You can also pivot the head to the left and to the right. Arms attached with your standard ball hinge joint at the shoulder, so she can get her arm out good. She's got good rotation there at the arm. She has a bicep swivel. She has a single hinged elbow, so she can bend her elbow about that much. And then she has rotation and then hinges on the hands, so she's got some up and down movement with the hands. The sleeves kind of come over the hinges, so it does limit that movement a little bit. Unfortunately, she does not have any midsection articulation and no waist swivel. The legs are attached with ball joints, so she can do the splits about that much. I don't want to do it anymore and risk breaking it. You can get the leg forward about that much, and then you can do the leg back only about that much. She does not have a thigh swivel. She does have a double hinged knee, so good bending at the knee. She's got swivels at the boot cuff and no ankle articulation though, so you've just got the rotation there at the boot cuff and that's it, and no peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I like the sculpting detail on this figure, and I like how the wings work. I think they did a good job with that. I like the articulation on the wings, and I like the fact that they used a lighter plastic so it doesn't make the figure too top heavy, and the fact that you can remove the wings from the figure. Now, I do think the skin tone is maybe a little bit on the pale side for the character, and articulation could be a little bit better, but otherwise I think this is a pretty nice figure. And if you're a fan of the TV series line, I think this is one you'll want to add to your collection. Now, this figure is hitting comic and specialty shops now. We'll have a full image gallery up at toynewseye.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. Also, if you haven't already, please follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I'll have links to those in the video description below. I will be returning with my reviews of the Icon set tomorrow with Wonder Woman, so be sure to check back for that. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.